If you follow these steps, you will shift to a drastically new, improved, amazing timeline, parallel reality, where you have everything you want. Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Juliet Cleary. I'm a manifestation coach. And if you resonate with this message, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and tap that bell icon. If you would like to work together, that information is in the description box below for you, as well as the link to my meditation channel. And I just put up a 5-minute quantum jumping meditation for you. So check that out. Okay, so how do you know that you've shifted into a parallel reality? How do you know that you're on a new timeline? I'm going to tell you. You know because you start to feel different. You know because you start to react differently to circumstances that are maybe seeming like, they're the same that they've always been, or for a long time. Things haven't really changed outside of you that much, but you are responding differently. You're seeing it differently, you're reacting differently. Because again, you must remember who you are. You must remember that you are the I am. You are reality. Reality is happening within you and projected out. So the outer physical world doesn't hold the creative power that you think it does. It's only when you think it does that it does, but you gave it power. So the outside, the circumstances, that is not reality. That's the projection of the reality happening within you. When you change something within yourself, then you must know that that change must be reflected outside of you, unless you haven't really changed. Unless you're kind of just still doing things, taking actions, doing processes to try and make the stuff change, but you haven't changed, right? So firstly, what I want to remind you is that, of course, there's usually a time delay. There's usually, as Bashar puts it, an echo. So an echo of what you have experienced, of what you have manifested or have been manifesting. And so don't get discouraged if things don't show up straight away, because there's usually just an echo. There's just an echo of what has been. There's a time delay, okay? So know your power, know who you are, remember this. Remember that you are the I am, you are unlimited, you're multidimensional. You're all that is. You can have, be, or do anything you want. It's only you having to remember that and realize that. That's the key. And so you know you're in a different reality when you're no longer reacting to the same situations in the same way you used to. Like you're not complaining as much, or you're not fearful as much, or you just respond differently, or you're a little bit more indifferent, or you care less, or maybe you react and then you shorten that reaction period and you go focus on something else, go do something else, follow your happiness, whatever. Things look different. Things kind of seem different. Everything's the same, but you feel different. There's like, there's something different about this. And sometimes you're not consciously aware of that. So sometimes you are experiencing that, but you're not aware of it. If you are, aware enough, you'll notice, like, there's just something that feels different. Like, oh, I'm just not knee-jerk reacting to this thing as much, or, that's not really triggering me as much, or that's not bothering me as much, or just everything kind of seems different. And we're always shifting parallel realities constantly throughout the day. Who you are right now is not who you were a moment ago. But to get to a drastically, because usually all these parallel realities, they're pretty similar to each other with just slight changes. But to get a big change, like a quantum jump, right, of a completely different circumstances, a different life, a different you, like vastly different. When you're in a vastly different timeline, different reality now, you're starting to feel a little bit different. Like, again, everything looks the same, but you notice something's a little bit different. And it's because the path in front of you, in a sense, has now shifted and changed. Everything kind of looks the same right now, but you have a complete different destiny, different outcome. The whole path and all the events and circumstances have now shifted and changed. So I'm going to break down very simply how you can do this for yourself. But if you want to integrate this properly, if you want to know every single thing you need to do and have the help and the guidance to do that, to go from the cocoon to the butterfly, to have a complete transformation. I am launching a 30-day integration called Metamorphosis, and we start on July 1st. There's going to be video trainings, worksheets, live calls, and a Telegram chat group. And basically, we're taking you from the old into the new. We're going to quantum jump into a whole new time. And if you want to integrate this new energy, and if you want to move in the direction of this incredible new world, this new reality that you have been dreaming of, and leave behind the old, this program is for you. We're going to have a complete integration. If you're ready to go all in, or you just want to know more details, click the link in the description box below. Okay, so step number 1 is you got to get clear on who this person is in your ideal reality. So you need to be clear about this. If you're not clear about this, you're kind of like all over the place. So you don't even need to be too specific, especially in the beginning, but what is the reality you want to live? Like, just be so open with this. Just like go wild in your imagination of how you want life to play out for you. And now, who's the person who lives in that reality? Who are they? I want you to get so familiar. Like, this is a role that you need to play in a movie. And you need to rehearse, and you need to get familiar with who this character is. Because right now, you're so familiar with the character you've been playing. But most likely, they're not a match to this other timeline. They don't live on that. There is another version of you that lives in this ideal reality that you're now choosing. Who are they? Get clear on that. Step number 2 is you're going to, either during meditation or apart from meditation, maybe even before sleep, whenever suits you, you're going to visualize scenarios being that person. Now, you're not trying to make anything happen, remember, because everything's done. Everything's already here. Everything already exists. Your 5 senses act as a filter to only show you what you most believe is true right now, what you're on the frequency of. But it's all here. It's all already here now. So begin to close your eyes, put on music, because that's what I like to do, and just play out scenarios as this version of you, like literally step into their shoes, their literal shoes, and walk as them, talk as them, act out scenarios like in your imagination. Your imagination is reality. And what I want you to know when you do this, you think, okay, I'm just imagining this, this random thing in my mind, this version of me. No, when you do this, you're literally tapping into that real version of you who exists in a parallel timeline, because you can't imagine what isn't real. You can't imagine what's not a potential for you. If it wasn't available to you, if it didn't exist on some timeline and some reality, you wouldn't be able to even imagine it. So when you imagine it, you're literally tapping into that person's consciousness, right? In that real reality, that timeline. And all you need is to, become the consciousness of that person in order to live that reality. So do this every day to start integrating that new timeline, that new version of you into here and now. Step number 3 is to take action. When you're doing this process and you start to feel like, ooh, I want to be more like this, or I want to do that, or I don't want to do that anymore, or I want to, do these things that maybe I haven't done in a while, act on it. If there are things that are coming up, like I want to be that person, I want to do this thing, I want to stop doing that, you need to follow through. If you don't follow through, you get kind of stuck and you go back to the old self and the old patterns. So take action when it feels inspired, because it will happen. You'll start to actually become that person, but you must follow through on those impulses and be ready to leave behind the old. Number 4 is you can choose it now. In any moment throughout your day, you can literally say, I'm choosing this. I am choosing this reality. I choose the reality where I get an amazing coffee. Like, as simple as that. I'm choosing the timeline where I manifest, where I have a lot of money, or whatever it is. Just, you can choose in any moment, and I promise you that in the moment that you choose that, you're on the path of it. It's in place. Like, it's that simple. It's that easy. You can just assume what you want. You can assume that you have it. You can assume you're on the timeline of it, And it is so. So use that throughout your day in any way that you want to. Choose the reality that you're in. You don't realize how much power you really have. And number 5 is to change while you sleep, or shift while you sleep. So I made a video about this, and it's an incredible process. I cannot stress enough how powerful this is, because you can heal. You can literally heal your body. You can heal emotionally. You can release blocks. You can have shifts while you're in your dream state. Understand that you can ask before you go to sleep and expect that it's going to happen. Like, intend, this is what's going to happen when I sleep, and that you're going to wake up. Say that you're going to wake up in a new timeline, or you're going to wake up in this specific reality, or you're going to wake up as a new person in a new time, in a new reality. And then do your best to follow your happiness, be at a higher frequency throughout your day to integrate what has happened during your sleep state. Okay, so those are all the steps. So make sure that you do this daily, or anything else that calls to you. It's really important for you to follow your guidance. Like, if visualization really doesn't resonate and scripting does, then you must do what feels good to you at your core. But this will absolutely shift you. Just give it a little bit of time to practice, right? To really integrate it. But this will shift you into a new timeline. But if you would like to go deeper, more into this, you want guidance, you really want to integrate this new energy, this new frequency, this new timeline, new version of Earth within you, then click the link in the description box below and join me for Metamorphosis on July 1st. Seriously, I've been doing this and I'm having insane manifestations, shifts, changes. So trust the process, go all in and watch your life change. Okay, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and to share this video. If you would like to work together, that information's in the description box below for you. Have an amazing day. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.